Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. There's a lot going on. Oh my gosh. I am definitely feeling it. I know you guys are feeling it too. I'm curious to see what's going on in your life with me, because the full moon is going to be all about relationships because it is in the sign of Aquarius, which is all about teamwork and how we relate to other people. So relationships, that's like the main thing. And that's definitely where I'm seeing all these transformation going on. As I expand in consciousness, as I transform, my partner does the same thing. And we're both on our own path, right? All coming back together, but we still have to walk our own path to find our way back to unconditional love, right? And so sometimes it can jive very beautifully, it can flow very beautifully, and other times it's like we both need to be in our own space to process our own path. And so for me, it's just there's a lot coming up, especially in the finances world where October is our union, and that is bringing up a lot of like the message is that it's time for us to sit down and talk about finances and working together, looking at our finances, right? And so that's what's been coming up for me. So I'm curious to see what is coming up for you guys. Go ahead and share with the group so that we can all hold space for everyone. But today, because Tuesday is the full moon in Aquarius and the lunar eclipse, right? And then Wednesday is the Lion's Gate. So we have 888, which just opens up a big portal of possibilities of anything can happen, right? And so this whole week is it's intense. It is great. It is amazing. It is kick-ass, right? And we have to be fully grounded. So I was guided to pull some cards from my favorite deck, the Osho Zen cards, the Osho Zen tarot cards. And I love this card because the message comes in as like poetry to me, right? And it really seeps into my consciousness. So I am going to tell you what the cards are, what cards came in for this week especially. And then I will just ask you to just take in a deep breath in and just close your eyes and receive the message that these cards are giving us this week. So as you can see in the picture above this, 3 cards came up. The first one is the control card. The second one is the trust card. And I've been pulling this card. This card has been coming up for all of my clients. So it wasn't a surprise that it came in. And the trust card is actually upside down, right? And so we'll talk about that. And then the last one is ripeness. Now this one it kind of sums everything. And so I'm really excited to see what messages these cards have for us this week. So just go ahead and take in a deep breath in and out. Beautiful. All right, let's see here. Let's start with the control card. And this card, if you look at the card, there's a lot of elements of rigidity, of kind of like not budging, right? You're not going to budge. You're kind of stuck in your own ways. It's like that metal energy, right? If you know 5 elements, it's metal. Metal is like, this is my way. I am not changing my mind. It's like that rigidity. And we know this week that energy will not serve us at all, right? So let's see what this card gives us. I love this card. This music actually, and what perfect music for this part. It just kind of takes me right there. I hope you guys can hear it. Beautiful. So, like I was saying, there's just so much going on, with the energies and all the amazing, I call them magical portals, right? Opening for us to make things happen. But in order for us to really receive the most out of this experience is to be very clear on what we want, to be very clear on what we're asking the universe to bring into our lives, right? And so today I got, it was like a message where, through someone else, where it came in, it's like when setting an intention, and going about like what it is that you want, and also looking at the ways that you sabotage yourself in receiving that. So reviewing that and clearing that, and then asking yourself, why do you want that? And what good would it bring into your life? What benefit would it bring to your life, right? Being clear about what you want in your life. And this is not just about small intentions. This week is about, this whole month is about big intentions, setting just massive intention. This is like the life changing kind of intentions that I want you guys to focus on. Those big ideas that you have that you're like, I have no idea how this is going to happen. This is the month to start putting your energy into that. The energies this month is really helping us to shift and transform our lives in a big way. So take advantage of that. Really tap into that energy. Tap into that energy. I love this song. All right. And then let's see here. The last card is ripeness. I love this yummy card. Where is it? And just taking a deep breath and just receive. I love this music. It's just so beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So the second card, like I was talking about, is about the mistrust that we have. And this is kind of like what I was talking about in terms of our intentions, right? Where we set powerful intentions to change a certain area of our life or areas of our life, but then we self-sabotage ourselves. And this happened through our unconscious programming, right? Those programmings that are hidden deep down below in those dark areas of ourselves, which in this month, there's a lot of light being brought into that, right? To really help us transform that. But it's that the psyche, when the psyche kicks in and doesn't believe you, right? And so all that voice that comes in and it's like, yeah, right, you wish you could, but no, it's not really, that's what your psyche is saying. That's what's sabotaging you, really bringing those desires into your life, or help. That's what's sabotaging you from manifesting those big intentions in your life. So I love that this month is really helping us to first bring back those big intentions, those big dreams that we've always had, and also helping us to be aware of how we sabotage ourselves from receiving those big intentions. And that is through those deep programmings, those deep beliefs, right? Those will come up. The moment you write down those big intentions, so the moment you remember those big, amazing intentions, it will come up, right? It just happens that way. And when it does, you just simply recognize the voice, recognize what it's saying. And you can even write it down. And the next step is to just clear, uncreate, delete, and destroy that from all time, space, realities, and dimensions now. And you can do this by calling in Archangel Michael to help you to do that. Or just call in your divine posse, just say, angels and archangels, guides and guardians, I need you to help me to clear delete, uncreate, and destroy these beliefs, these programmings, these thoughts that hinder me from really stepping in big and manifesting my dreams into reality. Whew! Did you feel that? That was powerful. I felt that. That's all you need to do. And when you write down, when you remember your dreams, when you write down your big intentions and these thoughts and sabotaging beliefs come up, just say that, clear it, identify it, and release it to your divine posse. So, the last card, which is ripeness, it really brings us, like, after all that work, after, going into our thoughts. So the control cards, the metal element of this card really brings me to the mind, because the mind, it kind of has this regalness, this, like, you can't change me kind of thing, right? And then the trust card is like the mind. When we are in that zone, it's so hard for us to trust ourselves, trust our thoughts, trust our emotions, trust anything that is us, and let alone trust the divine, right? To really guide us and to support us. But by identifying these patterns, we're able to step into a new space, right? Step into a new consciousness, a new belief, a new thoughts, or a new mindset. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. A new mindset that will really nourish that which we're asking for, right? That will really help hold space for that big dream to start to come in fully. So I love that we got that ripeness card to kind of just, it's like the cherry on top of the icing. It's just beautiful. I think that's how you say cherry on top of the icing. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like that sweetness, right, on top of everything. It's just beautiful. So now go ahead and just take in a deep breath, and I want you to just simply receive this message. Just receive it. There's a time and a place for control. But if we put it in charge of our lives, we end up totally rigid. The figure is encased in the angles of pyramid shapes that surround him. Light glitters and gleams off his shiny surfaces, but does not penetrate. It's as if he is almost mummified inside the structure he's built around himself. His fists are clenched and his stare is blank, almost blind. The lower part of his body beneath the table is a knife point, a cutting edge that divides and separates. His world is ordered and perfect, but it is not alive. It is not alive. He cannot allow any spontaneity or vulnerability to enter it. The image of the King of Clouds reminds us to take a deep breath. So taking a deep breath right now. And out. Loosen your neckties and take it easy. If mistakes happen, it's okay. If things get a little out of hand, it's probably just what the doctor ordered. There is much, much more to life than being on top of things. Controlled persons are always nervous because deep down turmoil is still hidden. If you are uncontrolled, flowing, alive, then you are not nervous. I'm going to say this again because this part is very important. If you are uncontrolled, flowing, alive, then you are not nervous. There is no question of being nervous. Whatsoever happens, happens. You have no expectations for the future, and you are not performing. Then why should you be nervous? To control that mind, one has to remain so cold and frozen that no life energy is allowed to move into your limbs, into your body. If energy is allowed to move, those repressions will surface. This part right here is what this month is all about. If energy is allowed to move, those repressions will surface. That's why people have learned how to be cold, how to touch others, and yet not touch them, how to see people and yet not see them. People live with cliches. Hello, how are you? Nobody means anything. These are just to avoid the real encounter of two persons. People don't look into each other's eyes anymore. They don't hold hands anymore. They don't try to feel each other's energy anymore. They don't allow each other to pour. Very afraid, somehow just managing cold and dead in a straitjacket. Now is the moment to be a bungee jumper without the cord. And it is the quality of absolute trust with no reservations or secret safety nets that the Night of Water demands from us. There's a tremendous sense of exhilaration if we can take the jump and move into the unknown, even if the idea scares us to death. And when we take trust to the level of quantum leap, we don't make any elaborate plans or preparations. We don't say, okay, I trust that I know what to do now and I'll settle my things and pack my suitcase and take it with me. No. We just jump with hardly a thought for what happens next. The leap is the thing and the thrill of it as we free fall through the empty sky. The card gives a hint here, though, about what waits for us at the other end. A soft, welcoming, yummy, pink, rose, juicy, come on. You know what's on the other side. Don't waste your life for that which is going to be taken away. Trust life. Trust life. If you trust, only then can you drop your knowledge. Only then can you put your mind aside. And with trust, something immense opens up. Then this life is no longer ordinary life. It becomes full of the divine, overflowing. And when the heart is innocent and the walls have disappeared, you are bridged with infinity. And you are not deceived. There is nothing that can be taken away from you. That which can be taken away from you is not worth keeping. And that which cannot be taken away from you, why should one be afraid of its being taken away? It cannot be taken away. There is no possibility. You cannot lose your real treasure. You cannot lose your real treasure. Taking a deep breath in for me and exhale. When the fruit is ripe, it drops from the tree by itself. One moment it hangs by a thread from the branches of the tree, bursting with juice. The next moment it falls, not because it has been forced to fall or it has made the effort to jump, but because the tree has recognized its ripeness and simply let it go. When this card appears in the reading, it indicates that you are ready to share your inner riches, your juice. All you need to do is relax right where you are and be willing for it to happen. This sharing of yourself, this expression of your creativity can come in many ways, in your work, your relationships, your everyday life experiences. No special preparation or effort on your part is required. It is simply the right time. Only if your meditation has brought you a light that shines in every night. Only if your meditation has brought you a light that shines in every night will even death not be a death to you, but a door to the divine. I'm going to repeat this again. This is beautiful. Only if your meditation has brought you a light that shines in every night will death not be death to you anymore, but rather a door to the divine. With the light in your heart, Death itself is transformed into a door, and you enter into the universal spirit. You become one with the ocean. This part right here is also a huge part of August, because August is all about the letting go, right? It's the death of the old. And that's what the number 9 really carries, is letting go of that old part that doesn't serve you anymore. And this card is really reminding us that this is a doorway, which is the rebirth, right? When we let go of that which no longer serves us, then we open up a new doorway to a part of ourselves, a mystery part of ourselves that we're ready to step into. So with the light in your heart, death itself is transformed into a door, a rebirth, and you enter into your universal spirit. You become one with the ocean. And unless you know the oceanic experience, you have lived in vain. Now is always the time, and the fruits is always ripe. You just need to gather courage to enter into your inner forest. Now is always the time, and the fruit is always ripe. You just need to gather courage to enter into your inner forest. The fruit is always ripe, and the time is always the right time. There is no such thing as a wrong time. Taking a deep breath in for me, and out. Let's take in another deep breath in and out. Beautiful. So I want you to revisit this transmission, this message that we've received throughout the week. And the more you listen to it, the more you're going to receive what you need from it. This week, we're going to be going from that rigidity, that the structure we have built around ourselves, the traps that we have encased around ourselves, right? We're going to be moving from that. We're going to be identifying that. We're going to be breaking down the walls. That's this whole month, actually. But this week especially, that's what that lunar full moon is doing. We're breaking down those walls that are keeping us trapped in our own baggage, in our own suffering, in our own pain. We're breaking all of that down. And we are shifting the mistrust that this has caused in our lives. And we will begin to trust again in ourselves, in our dreams, in the divine. We will begin to trust again in what the divine has in store for us, which is much bigger, much bigger than what we can even imagine. And from that place of trust, from that place of letting go of those rigid structures that we've had around us, that we allow our minds to control us and bring in fear that prevents us from stepping in and stepping out bigger. When we step away from that, then we can truly bring in that which we desire. We can truly begin to taste the sweetness of our lives, taste the sweetness that surrounds us, begin to eat from the fruits, the ripeness of the fruits from the universe. You feeling this? This week is going to be jam-packed with energy. I want you to be gentle with yourself. If you love to journal like I do, you're going to be journaling a lot this week. I've already started. I was looking at my journal. I was like, wow, I'm already halfway. Woohoo, that means new journal, right? If you're a journaler, go ahead and journal. But find a way to process the things that are coming into your life, that are coming up at this point. This is not a time for you to hide things, to try to shove it down. It's not going to happen because the energies are bringing it up. If you try to shove something down that is creating pressure, what happens? An eruption happens, right? So just allow it to surface. Just simply recognize it, process it. If you have someone, a sister or brother that you can process this with, process it. The beautiful part is that you have this beautiful container here in our group. You can post it here, what is coming up for you. If you need any advice, if you need us to simply hold space for you to just walk through those doors, we can do that for you. But I want you to reach out. You can journal. You can talk to a friend or a loved one, or you can reach out in a group so that we can hold space for you. You don't have to do this by yourself. You don't have to. We're all doing this together. We're all walking. Although we all have our own paths, we're all experiencing this transformation in our own way. You're not alone. Remember that. So, that is our message for this week. Is jam-packed, and I would really recommend that you come back and listen to this again. Listen to this as much as you can, because these cards, when you listen to this transmission, you're receiving that it's I see it as this support, right, from our divine posse. And again, when those beliefs creep up, when you write down your desires, right, in the full moon, you call in your divine posse and ask them to clear, delete, uncreate, and destroy that, so that you can fully bring your dreams into reality. Your divine posses are right there with you. I want you to really, really work with them this week. If you do not know who they are and you need help with that, contact me. We can work on that. But you can simply even just say divine posse, angels, archangels, guides, and guardians, right? We all have that. You can easily just say that, and they will come in. They're always with you anyways. You just simply need to acknowledge them so that they can step in on your behalf. It is a powerful week we're about to enter, that we're entering, if we haven't already yet. So take care of yourself. Love yourself even more, okay? Love yourself even more. Reach out if you need support, if you need to just process. Reach out. You don't have to do this by yourself. We're all in this together. So much love to you. Cosmic Radiance coming at you. Mwah.